Hello, Grow Your Future students. Today we are going to talk about job searching in this short video. So we will make a start. So one of the things that we often get asked about in careers appointments is job searching. And a common question as part of that conversation is often where can I find opportunities? Now, it's often hard to know where to start when it comes to job searching. There's a lot of information out there, and that can sometimes feel a little overwhelming. So, on the slide here, we've got some suggestions of places to start. So, I'll talk through them in a little bit more detail. So we've got graduate job websites. So we've got a few suggestions on there. So these are web pages that are specifically targeted towards students and graduates. So you might be familiar with some of them, including Target Jobs, Hire In, Bright Network, and GradCracker, but by no means is this an extensive list. And I think that's a really key point to make when it comes to job searching. We can give you some suggestions of places to look, but it is also important to kind of look what's out there in addition to these, speak to your fellow students, lecturers, etc., see what networks might exist that also offer other opportunities for yourselves. The second suggestion that we have is looking at the LU Careers portal. So Careers Connect, some of you might be familiar with, but there's lots of job postings on there, and often they are really geared towards students and graduates, because they are employers that are very much looking for student talent and graduate talent. So some really great opportunities on there. Again, LinkedIn Jobs is a very popular place to look for opportunities, and LinkedIn itself is a good place to build your network and find out about things that are being offered by various employers. But the LinkedIn Jobs webpage, which is integrated into LinkedIn, has also got lots of things on there. I'd also suggest when it comes to job searching, looking at company careers pages, so directly on company websites. Now, some companies might not always have the time or the resource to advertise on the bigger web pages like LinkedIn and Indeed. So that's why it's important to also look at their websites. Some bigger companies also have their own sort of careers portals within their web pages as well. So it's important to also look at those so that you don't miss any particular opportunities that might be relevant to you. And finally, networking events and careers fairs. I think there's a common misconception with job searching that it has to be a case of you sort of filtering through lots of vacancies on a website online. Actually, attending events run by the careers team and careers fairs is a really important part of job searching, and we'll talk a little bit more about that on the next slide in terms of interacting with employers, finding out about opportunities that maybe are due to be released on web pages. So it's a good way of kind of getting ahead of the curve and building those connections, because you never know when you're necessarily going to meet employers in person again. So having that contact with them can be really powerful. And as it says on the slide, don't underestimate the power of conversation in helping you in your job searching. The final thing I want to mention on this slide is that job searching is a process and it's not a one-time event. So we often have students feeling a little bit frustrated about not finding opportunities straight away. What I would say about that is it's really important that you understand that it is a process. So it can feel a little bit monotonous sometimes, but checking back on web pages and maybe putting in your diary to have a look every week at a certain time is really important to keep capturing those new opportunities that are being added. So that's why it's a process. It's kind of something that you have to invest some time into, try and be consistent, and then hopefully you will find those opportunities that are relevant to you. So some top tips on job searching that will hopefully be useful to share with you. So like I said in the last slide, don't just apply online. So attend those careers fairs and connect with alumni. and build your network. And this is how you will also find out about opportunities, whether that's summer internships, insight experiences, graduate jobs. That power of conversation can be really important part of the process when it comes to job searching. Um, Equally, obviously, also apply for opportunities online. That's where you're going to see the bulk of things that you can put yourself forward for. But if you are applying, one of the other key top tips that we would say is to tailor your application. So this is one thing that is often a real mistake that students and graduates make. So it's when they're applying for opportunities but not tailoring their application. So when you're looking at that job advert, you really need to be thinking about what skills and experience do I have that I can include in my CV and cover letter or whatever equivalent the company have asked for to really showcase that you have thought about your skills and experience and why they are suitable for the role. And within that as well, adding in that researching of the company and the organization that you're applying for. So you can really show that you are interested in their company, that you want to work for them, and you've got some skills and experience that you think is relevant. Um, and that then links to my next point, which is about really utilizing your experience. So making sure that you highlight your transferable skills. So think about all the things that you've done at university, whether that's group projects, volunteering, part-time work, society roles, and being part of sports clubs, all incredibly valuable student experiences that employers are looking for in your application. So remember as well that if you're applying for student and graduate jobs, they're not necessarily expecting you to have years and years of professional experience. You've not had the time to do that yet. You're a student. So really relying on the experiences you've had at university can be really crucial to getting through to that next stage of the application. And finally, it's quality versus quantity. So what we mean by that is what I would really encourage you to do is think about the quality of your applications and doing less of them than applying for lots and lots of different things that you maybe aren't as interested in or as passionate about. It's really easy to see sometimes if a person, an individual or a student has applied for something that isn't necessarily suited to them, or they've maybe done a really general application that they've sent off for various other opportunities as well. So try and really think about that quality versus quantity of your applications. So that's it for our short video today on job searching. If you do need any help with job searching, please do get in touch with the team, and we're more than happy to give you some direction and help you find the right sort of web pages and resources and support you through that process. The ways to contact us are on the slide, and I hope you found this useful today. Thank you. Bye.